Links down below as always to credit WWE. I'm also going to make a separate video on the press conference post-Mania 41 Night 1 on Jey Uso talking about becoming the champion. And he's also drunk as a skunk, and I'm going to do one of my goofy Batman impressions talking about this super quickly. It's going to be like a 1-minute thing. I normally do that cringe comedy and video gaming on my main channel. That's why at the end of my videos, I always have the playlist for cringe comedy from my main channel. This is going to be the first time, though, that I do the actual Batman impression on this channel, and I playlist it under my trying to be funny thing, like when I did the cringe promo on The Miz. Anyhow, to try to keep this short, you've got 6 hours of Mania. Nobody needs to listen to me flap his gums for longer than just a few quick moments. Wade Barrett debuted on commentary at Mania. Personally, I wish Corey Graves would have been there. We had Michael Cole, of course, the GOAT. Corey Graves, hell, even Byron Saxton. I don't mind Wade Barrett. It's not like I don't like him. It's just I really like Corey Graves as well. I'm just a fanboy. What do you want me to say? So Jey Uso did it. He defeated Gunther by tapping him out. Jey Uso was 0-6 in championship matches. He was 0-3 against Gunther. Gunther was 259 days as champ, only did 6 title defenses. And basically, Jey Uso came in and choked him out in a record-setting time. That is the part I think that really bugs me about the match. The match was fine. It was no main event match. And with all due respect, I am being a little bit rude and blunt. I'm not sugarcoating anything. I enjoyed this. It's not like I didn't enjoy myself. I want you to understand that. But when you compare this match to the main event, for me, it was as clear as day as to why this was not the main event. Gunther just tapped out too quick, I wrote. He didn't even fight it, didn't even look like he was trying to struggle. He just rolled back and said, fuck it, I'm done. That's the part that bugged me. Jimmy Uso then came out, handed him the belt as Jey Uso was trying to recover himself from the grueling match. But for that split second, I wasn't sure if he was going to wallop him upside the head with the belt, but he didn't. So all in all, again, loved it. But that ending was cringe for me, to be really blunt. Also, during the match, prior and after, why did the Survivor Series Canada logo keep flashing up? Kind of the same reason why Roman Reigns, you know, the Shield music. Why does that keep playing halfway through his new music? It's kind of weird. I'm not saying that happened this time, but over the years, it's happened quite a bit. I am very happy for him, by the way. I love Jey Uso, by the way. Just in case you felt like I didn't like him, I don't think you understand how much I like Jey Uso. The New Day defeat the War Raiders to become tag team champs. Held a foot down for the pin. Ivar didn't even try, like it was kicking out. So for me, like, you didn't even see like that leg twitch. You know, fake a seizure or something, you know, where you do like you're trying to move. His other leg wasn't even trying to kick out, so it made it look like essentially Ivar wasn't going to kick out from Xavier Woods' pin attempt anyways. I know I'm nitpicking, but I'm just sharing. Ivar's moonsault, I was scared he was going to snap his neck. He was like half an inch from losing an inch on his total height. The New Day are now 12-time tag team champions, if I do not have that mistaken. The match itself was fine. I mean, but then you throw in the story. There's not much of a story between these two. The War Raiders really haven't been. I feel like Pretty Deadly, New Day, and DIY, and even frickin' LWO have more of an ingrained storyline than these two sets of tag teams. But that's just my thoughts. I could be completely wrong. Maybe I missed a segment or something like that. But there you have it. Moving on. Jade Cargill defeats Naomi. Thank goodness for that. I liked the rivalry. I hate how long it was dragged out for. Also, Naomi is just not known to be like a ruthless heel. And I get it. Maybe I'm looking too much into it. Like when you think of Randy Orton going heel, when you think of Kevin Owens going heel, oh, they go heel. Well, I guess Naomi went Randy Orton style heel. because she went really far with, how she took out Jade Cargill back in last November, throwing her through the windshield, completely obliterating her for a couple of months, all because she thought she wanted the spotlight and she was riding off the coattails of Bianca. I'm just saying that seems pretty extreme, but I guess now we know the true colors of Naomi, right? This match, in my opinion, what ruined it for me because of the animosity between the two of them, this should have been like a false count anywhere, some type of street fight match, some type of steel cage match, Hell in this, just something, just not just a standard match. I think that is where Triple H fucked up, bluntly. This could have been a little bit more, but I did enjoy the match. Okay, so there you have that. Wow. Jacob Fatu defeats LA Knight in his Mania debut. LA Knight showing up in the Maserati was kind of funny, only because I felt like it should have been him driving the car, not being chauffeured. But whatever. Again, maybe I'm looking too much into it. I do these because I don't want to just be like Jacob Fatu beat LA Knight. He got the title. I actually want to share if there's little nuances in the production that bug me. That's what shares my whole overall opinion on what went down, rather than just sharing what went down, how I feel about it. Moonsault BFT, I thought was going to end Fatu. I thought that was the end, but I'm glad it wasn't. Then we got 2 moonsaults, and then I pretty much knew that was the end of LA Knight. There was no interference as he was brought out by Solo Sikoa, who walked him out only a little bit, only to return. There was no Tamatongas, there was no Tongaloas, there was no Tongas going on. Okay? Jacob Fatu, I wanted to throw this in because Haku came in at the end. I have great memories. I've watched Haku wrestle live. Like, wow, that's how old my ass is. Jacob Fatu is a direct member of the Anoa'i family. He is the son of the Tonga kid, Sam Fatu, his father. And his father is also the twin brother of Rikishi and is cousin to Roman Reigns, the Usos, The Rock, etc. Right? So that's what makes Haku Jacob Fatu's uncle-in-law, because it's his father's brother-in-law. Okay, so that's the connection there, if you give a shit. I try to do those things too, like I said, rather than just like, yeah, so he won. He flipped and stuff. He sweated. He spat all over his beard. And next. I am so happy. He really did earn that. He really, really, really did earn that. Let's talk about this. So I feel for like this match, they could have added a little bit more of a comedic element. I understand that Lucha Libre is a serious thing. I never understood like the whole mask thing. I didn't think it was that big of a deal if somebody took off their mask or got demasked or whatever. So we have El Grande Americano, who defeated Rey Fenix, again with that steel plate and the headpiece. I wish he wouldn't have done that, because Chad Gable, we know it's Chad Gable, is quite capable. Speaking of this storyline, I was going to make a separate video on it, but I'm going to talk about it here. There was a thing where they were going to say he hails from the Gulf of America. Now, that's hardcore political, but due to political tensions and people being fucking softer than a wet ramen noodle, they changed it. And they brought it back to the Gulf of Mexico because that was its original name. Now, I may have my own personal opinion on the whole Trump thing and renaming stuff and all that. But what I am here to tell you bluntly, because that's another story for another day on another channel, not this one. But this does directly relate to wrestling, so I'm going to talk about it. It's fucking stupid that people got offended by that and then backtracked on it. He's from the Gulf of America. I think it's fucking hilarious. It added to the Santina Marella, like, comedy to it, but at the same time it's serious. But the whole shit here, or whatever it's called, the stick, I'm French, whatever that term is for, the comedy thing here that he was doing with the mask, I think it could have been a bit more with that, the whole storyline behind it. But at the same time, it was funny the first few times. Now, not so funny. I hope that this is not like an ongoing thing. I hope it ended at Mania. But I wanted to address that Gulf of America, Gulf of Mexico thing in case you were curious what I thought of it. When I'm confident about how I feel on something, I am not scared to share that. Don't give a shit. I'm also going to be making a separate video on Roman Reigns defending, well, not so much defending, just showing his support for the president, President Donald Trump. I have zero. That's how much I care about Roman Reigns or anybody else's political affiliation. Well, that doesn't look good. I'm going to stop doing that gesture. I just don't care. But I'm going to make a separate video on that. Because again, it ties into wrestling because Roman Reigns is a wrestler. He's a superstar. Okay. So that's that. What did I put? Ray Phoenix was trying to teach Chad. Oh, I put, for the storyline, maybe this was about Ray Phoenix trying to teach Chad Gable to respect Lucha Libre. See, it's a good thing I have my notes because I totally forgot about this or to mention this. Don't forget as well the recent acquisition of the AAA Lucha Libre Association by WWE. So that's really cool. Hopefully they don't disrespect the association, and I don't think this disrespected it whatsoever. Now let's go Tiffy time, who defeats and retains against Charlotte Flair. So that right there was cool. So because Charlotte Flair, that expression, she got her flowers. Well, she got her flowers when she is the first time, two-time Royal Rumble winner as a woman. That's her flowers. They gave her that. And that didn't mean that she was going to win at Mania. So Tiffy retaining is cool. And now that makes it that on night one, she's the only champion, as far as I know, if I recall correctly, that has retained their championship. This is a great match. Quick show of respect from Flair at the end. You don't really see it. She sort of gave her a half nod because the camera cut really quick. But to me, she showed her respect because she didn't go into the ring and start making it about her and attacking her post-match. I think maybe she became a bit of a heel to really bring out the fire in Tiffy. Whatever. Flair ended up not being a sore loser, is all I'm saying. And I was okay with this. There was a lot of critics about it. A lot of minor little mini botches. I don't even want to address those because the match to me was great. And it's a lot better than something fucking Zelina Vega and, I don't even remember her name. Oh my goodness, what the hell's her name? Maxine. So compare these two here to like Maxine Dupree and Zelina Vega having a match. Yeah, I know it sounds rude, but I said it. This was a really good match. And I'm glad, even though Charlotte Flair is my main choice for woman wrestler, one of my favorite of all times across the board, and it has nothing to do with the fact that her daddy's Ric Flair, who's also one of my favorites of all time. Amazing. Don't really have that much, if at all, any emotional attachment to Tiffy time. I really don't. Not to the likes of other people that have been around for a long time, or people like Rhea Ripley, who's my absolute favorite. So I am glad from a story perspective that we allowed Tiffy to retain. I think that was far more important than the little nitpicking of the micro stuttering botches, if you even want to call them that, during the match. But I do know what the people are talking about when it comes to that. Well, Seth Rollins wins the triple threat against CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Just wow. That was awesome. Don't worry, I'm not going to have... Oh, man, we're already at 15 minutes. I apologize. Okay, let's wrap this up. So I wrote Seth Rollins... Yeah, wins after Paul Heyman backstab Punk and Reigns. Low blow. You probably already watched it, obviously. Paul Heyman low blowed the two of them. And that gave Seth Rollins the upper hand. CM Punk's entrance was awesome. Singer took a selfie from Living Color with CM Punk. Totally why we got that package right there of CM Punk. That was an awesome package. That was totally to sound check these guys as they were literally in the middle of the entrance where the superstars come out. Yeah, let's just have them all blah, 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 like, yeah. So that's why they probably did that, because it gave the allure, the impression that CM Punk was perhaps going to come up on top. And I'm glad in a way that he actually didn't. Truthfully, in CM Punk, if you know anything about me, let me tell you, CM Punk and I were both Phil. We're both born in 1978. We're both the same sign. We're both, unfortunately, that's where the similarities end for me. Yeah, like just wow. But I'm still glad Seth Rollins is now a Heyman guy, because this changes things. But I'm going to make a separate video on that. I don't think it's going to be that great of a video, but I might touch base on why Paul Heyman did this in case you are confused. I'm still a little bit confused, but again, I'll touch into why I think Paul Heyman did what he did. Some things will be obvious, some won't. This was Punk's first Mania in 12 years, since 2013. Punk's first time main eventing Mania. 37-minute match. This is why it was the main event. The crowd loved it, even as Heyman low-blowed Punk and Reigns, and Seth Rollins was victorious, and Heyman siding with Seth Rollins. Like, just wow. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait till tonight. Thumbs up as always if you liked the video. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. Thumbs down if you didn't like the video, and I'll slap the skin right off your face so hard your face will look like this guy's t-shirt. If I can find it. Where is it? This is what happens when I try to be funny. Right there. Basically a skull, because, you know, if you lost your... And this is why I'm not a comedian. But I try to be, for the fun of it, here and there. Take care, and I will see some of you tomorrow after tonight's Mania Night 2, and then I'll see you on Tuesday after the Monday Night Raw after Mania. It's going to be fun. Bye for now.